What's good, guys? You're back with Jono for another quick math episode. Today we're going to be talking about how to calculate tax from a tax table. So there are online tax calculators in Australia and they are really good, they're free, but being able to work out your tax kind of as an estimate is a really helpful thing for saving and budgeting, so you don't have to continually go back to these things. So just having an idea in your head about how much tax you're going to pay is a pretty helpful skill. Okay? So we're going to learn how to read these tax tables and then apply them in test conditions. This is a classic HSC question. They pop up all the time. So getting on top of this skill early will take a bit of a stress, will take some of the stress out of your year 12 years. Okay? So the big thing that we want to talk about as like a real life skill is that there's a massive myth that if you move up a tax bracket, if you start getting taxed more on your income, you're going to lose money somehow. Then you'll get a promotion and you'll lose money. So this is not true because tax is done on a sliding scale, okay, which means that the first amount of money is taxed at the same rate no matter how much money you earn. It's only once you cross that threshold does the extra money get taxed at a higher rate. And you're going to see what I mean as we get into a couple of examples. So this is the Australian tax table for 2021-2022, and we're going to learn how to read it, all right? So this first column is called the tax bracket. Once you've seen in the question how much money is earned, the first thing you've got to do is identify which tax bracket this one's in. Once you've done that, you're going to be fine. The second column there is how much you get taxed, okay? So how much you get taxed over that amount. All right, so for example, here you get taxed 32.5 cents or 32.5% of your income, but only for money above $45,000. This number at the front here signifies all the tax you paid on the ones beforehand or the tax brackets before that. So we're not reworking that out for every single one, okay? Just a really big note, okay, so this myth idea is that if you earn 20 grand, okay, you only get taxed on the amount above $18,200. So for that first bit of money, you get taxed nothing, and you're only going to get taxed 19 cents for the $2,000 above 18 grand. So that's why making more money is not going to end up with you having less, all right? So the way that we use these, they do look a little bit complicated, but they're super, super simple, all right? Literally, if you read across the second column, you can do these. The only thing that you've got to do is where it says for every $1 over, all we've got to put is bracket the income amount and a minus, and this is going to help us find out how much money is above that tax bracket. And we're going to see what I mean here. So for this first example, how much tax do I pay if my taxable income is $167,201? You're obviously doing pretty well if that's your salary, but we've got to see how much tax we're going to pay on that. So the first skill is we've got to identify which tax bracket we're in, and $167,000 is between 120 and 180. From there, all we've got to do is read across, all right, from this column. So the first number I see is 29467, so I write that down. That bit's done. The next thing I see is literally plus, so I'm going to write plus. The next bit is 37 cents. Because we're talking about dollars, we've got to make sure we write our cents as a decimal place. So 37 cents is 0.37. That is a part where students do make mistakes. They write 37, which is way too much tax. So you've got to write 0.37. But that's that bit done. Then, like what we talked about, for every $1, we ignore this bit and we write in our income. So we go bracket 167,201 minus this last number, $120,000. You just have to type that into your calculator and you're going to get the correct answer. So if I type that in, that's $46,931.37. So we're just going to see one more example to see that if you earn less money, you do actually spend less of your money on tax as a proportion. So in that first example, this guy spent about a quarter of their income on tax, and we're going to see for this next one that if you earn less money, you pay less as a percentage. So my taxable income for this one is $45,750, which puts me in this tax bracket here. So once I've done that, I just read across. I see 5092 plus 32.5 cents, which is 0.325. So that's that bit done. For every dollar means my income. So 45750 minus $45,000. Type that into your calculator and you get the answer $5,340.75. So instead of a quarter of your income, like the person from the previous example, this is about 1/9 of your income, so it's much less. So this is designed to be a somewhat equitable system. Thanks very much, guys, and I'll see you later.